Limousine services provided by Celebrity Limousine. Ride in comfort and style for all your special occasions.
All right, so it's so straightforward, easy to cook, although it might be a little hard for people to pronounce. It is quinoa. It's loaded with nutrients, a great alternative to pasta or rice. And a new book is showing us the benefits for every meal. Professional home economist Astrid Muschalla is here, and thank you so much for being with us. And even off the top, talking about professional home economist, you guys are handy to have around.
It's so great to meet you, Leslie. Absolutely. Professional home economists are the go-to people for everything to do with families and community and the individual. It's improving life from everything from the kitchen to education. And I'm here to talk about our wonderful new cookbook. 58 home economists put it together.
Really?
Some of the best quinoa recipes I've come across. And it's the complete vegetarian quinoa cookbook. Everything from breakfast to dessert and in between, and that's what I've brought today.
And actually, I love quinoa, and I love cooking with it. I love to just make quinoa salads. That's probably my go-to all the time. But as you're saying, you can literally go have from granola, as you have here on the table, as you said, to dessert. I wouldn't have thought about.
This granola, which is to die for, is made with raw toasted quinoa. So you can have quinoa in many different ways. It comes in a white form, a red form, and a black. And the darker the color, the more stronger the taste. And what I love about quinoa, not only is it a complete protein, but it has a nutty taste.
Yes.
So for vegetarians, it's wonderful, but you don't have to be vegetarian to enjoy quinoa because it has a great flavor.
You're starting to see it more and more now. People are starting to recognize it is an ancient grain. It's been around forever and a day.
Yeah.
But we're starting to see it more now in just everyday menus and out and about. So.
Well, today I thought I'd make one of my recipes from the cookbook. It is a hearty kale soup, and a lot of the recipes are featured in terms of well, they're all, main courses are all 500 calories or less.
Oh, wow. That's great.
It talks about the local ingredients and what's in season, and kale is in season right now, so I'm making this hearty kale soup.
And kale being a superfood itself, isn't it?
Superfood, superfood. So what I've done is started with some onions, garlic, carrots, and celery. It's a mirepoix, that's what gives you the flavor, and I've been sweating it.
Right.
Or sauteing it lightly to wilt, and that brings out the flavor. But this is something great about adding flavor. All the recipes are calculated for fat and sodium restrictions so that you're not over the top. Everything is really healthy.
But it gives people good information. That's what people want to know. If they're at home making it, and then you know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
Well, and that's why we want to cook. We want to know what we're getting into. And so to enhance the flavor development, now we put in the spices. And so I have a great combination here of fresh dried oregano and thyme leaves, and a couple of bay leaves. So I'll get those out of the way, throw in.
Get those in.
What I'd like you to do is just crush the leaves in your hand and throw them in there, because this is releasing the volatile oils as you crush it. And adding it now to the dry saute stage is going to really develop the flavors of the spices. And that means then when you add the liquids, you're just really cooking till everything's tender crisp, or the way you like it, and it's ready to go. You don't have to cook forever. Now, this flavor ingredient, garam masala, have you ever heard of it?
Yes, Indian.
Oh yeah, it's the warm, sweet spices, I like to call it, because it's hints of cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, and ginger. It's not hot like a curry, but often is the base of a curry. Can you smell that?
Yeah, it smells great.
And it really goes good with these hearty type soups.
Perfect time of year for this stuff, isn't it?
I know. I'm a soup person.
Yes, me too.
And so now that I've added the spices, they're dry, they're what I call dry saute. You don't need a lot of fat. To bring out the flavor, you need a little bit because of the garlic and onion. So it's still sauteing. Now we can add our liquid ingredients. And I have some diced tomatoes. Isn't it great? The food companies are listening to us. No salt added.
That way
you're in
control of your sodium, because the sodium is the one thing that's just
out of control.
Out of control with our food.
So we're adding our diced tomatoes, all ready to go. That's convenient. And what I've done is add quinoa and lentils to a sieve and rinsed it under cold water.
That's basically all you have to do.
Even if the instructions, you can buy really good quinoa products in the grocery store or bulk. It's important to just rinse it in cold water. There's an outer coating called saponin. It's very bitter, so sometimes in processing that's washed off. But let's just quick rinse.
Can you believe we have to go already? We do.
No.
Where can we find your book?
Every grocery store with a book section, all the major booksellers have it, and ohea.on.ca PHEc.on.ca.
Wonderful. So
Ontario
easy to
Home
find
Economists.
and something for everybody. You don't have to be a vegetarian, but again, it's also nice to just have a meatless day in your house too, and
Absolutely. So enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Very, very good information. All right, the 8:30 news coming up right after this quick break. Enjoy your quinoa.